Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm David King.
I'm Fred Cilbrith.
And welcome to Keeping It Real. Tonight, we have a special guest in the house. We have John Figueroa. First of all, John, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Today's topic, folks, we're talking about... What, Fred? Tell the topic.
Taking off the limits of 2016.
Your grandma, I don't let you talk, so we're going to let you do that.
Right.
Exactly. Taking off limits for 2016. And, you know, when you're talking about taking off limits, that's like, you know, defying the odds or making a difference in this year. Me and you, Fred, we do a TV show each and every week.
Yeah.
And 2016 will be no different, and we will continue to bring our fans and local community activists, people, the truth each and every week.
We will.
But John, I'm turning to you for a second. You know, what is your aspect of taking the limits off for 2016?
Well, there's a lot of things going on right now in the city of Bridgeport that I'm involved with, as well as my church. My name of the church is City Harvest Ministries, which is located on 499 Washington Avenue, Bridgeport, Connecticut. And, you know, how I got involved is basically in my church, you know, getting involved in the different departments like the music department, the fundraising committee, and, you know, just getting involved and active. You know, and that's how I was able to get an opportunity to work with my uncle, which is part of a venue called Worship Explosion LLC, which is taking place. We're having a concert here in Bridgeport for the Tasha Cobbs. Her hit single is Break Every Chain, and that's going to be taking place on March 11th, 2016 at 45 Gregory Street, Cathedral of Praise. There's going to be about 550 tickets we're going to be selling. And so that's what we're basically doing right now. You know, so basically that's how I'm getting involved with, you know, with the community and in my church and stuff like that. So I really like it and to help others, you know.
Well, that's a very good thing. My question I want to ask you, let's go, I guess we can take it from again. What made you, like, become what you are today? I mean, a lot of people don't know. I've known you, I guess almost in a way before you got into the church. What changed your whole persona to get into the church?
Well, just going through life experiences, you know, back in my time, you know, I did a lot of things that I wasn't really, you know,
proud of?
Yeah, proud of. And, you know, I did a lot of things that, you know, that just, I made a lot of decisions that I did wrong, you know, and I wanted to turn my life back to God. And, you know, I've been in the church all my life, and, you know, sometimes we make, you know, wrong choices and bad decisions in our life, and sometimes we go through certain things in our life that we have to learn, and sometimes the lessons are a little harder than others, but if you learn from the situation and you turn yourself around, you know, with God's help, then everything is possible. So I just took all my negatives and turned it into a positive, and, you know, started just focusing myself on God, and I put all my energy all my energy into you know, just serving God, and I've been having him use me in a mighty special way. So by me just putting all my fruit into him and all my energy into him and my strength and my will, he was able to allow me to use me in a special way, and he has given me gifts that I'm able to go out there and talk to people and to be able to give opportunity to others that don't have that opportunity. So that's how I got involved in the church, and I'm a musician as well in my church. I play the congos in a music department. So, you know, that's what I like to do. I like to give back to others and be able to help someone. You know, if I can help someone, you know, be able to, you know, give back to them or make them feel better about themselves and encourage them or give them a word of encouragement to make them feel better about themselves, I know that I accomplished my mission here on earth. So
I mean, that's a very good statement. I mean, that's one thing that we always speak highly of here on Keeping It Real, is that we do this to empower, like what you always say, mostly the disability community, and of course the youth, the young people, being part of the young community.
Right.
Our main focus is to give them hope, if not wisdom,
right,
and truth and reality of what's really going on around them, but to show them that you can overcome some of the bad stuff that, you know, we may talk about that happens not only here in Bridgeport, but all over the state of Connecticut, that you can turn your life around. You know, you can turn, like you said, a negative into a positive.
Right.
Me and Fred, you know, like we say every week, we were born with a disability.
Yeah.
But we have turned that, what people would look at as a negative, to a positive.
Right.
You know, Freddie with getting ready to graduate in the spring, and of course me just being a community activist that goes to work.
Right.
Trying to get back to the people, rather that be, you know, at work with my customers and trying to make them happy with their day, or my music that I'm doing, and if my music gives them strength and confidence and hope, and even my here on this show, that if I can bring the truth and give people, especially in the disability community, a voice, you know, I think that, like you said, that would be a good mission. That I feel like at the end of the day, if I pass away tomorrow, I've done what I was supposed to do in my life. And, you know, on a side note, you know, a lot of people don't know, you know, I want to thank you, because I started going to church with you. Before that, it was not really my thing, but, you know, going to church, it really opened my eyes to different things.
Amen.
I do enjoy it, and I wish the pastor was here today.
Yeah.
I would love to tell him thank you personally on TV tonight, but he couldn't make it. But in general, it's a good service, and you know, the words really do speak to me, and I want to thank you for that. You and your wife, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Freddie, you got any words? I mean, you're quiet in the corner.
I mean, we try to inspire everybody, anybody, each and every week. I say it all the time. But I think as we inspire and as you turn your negative into a positive, you defy the odds.
Right.
Like we try to do every week. So, I mean, that says it in itself.
I mean, I think, you know, you speak a lot about the youth and being part of the youth. Yeah. It's hard for us a lot of times to be inspired, at least in a positive way.
Right, right.
There's so much out there that is more negative that influences us as younger people. Right. Than what's positive. It's crazy. So to hear people say, "Hey, I like your show," or, you know, keep doing what you're doing, I think that's a very positive thing, especially when it comes from those of my age group. Right. You know, that's a very positive thing, and sometimes it can be tough every week to, you know, make sure, like, try to give them what they want to hear or what I can help them with. That's what I'm here. That's what I'm trying to do, and that's my mission. So, right. Like one of my songs says, you know, ain't nothing gonna stop me. So, and that's why I continue doing what I do.
That's right. And that is an anthem, folk. I'll tell you that.
I mean, and Fred, you know, Fred writes poetry and books.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's amazing talent.
As far as the whole writing thing, I try to the same thing with you do with music. I try to do with writing. I try to inspire somebody with the words that I'm trying to say, and make them look at the world in a different way. Awesome. Than they usually would look at it.
I mean, that's what life should be about. We should always be trying to encourage the next generation, because remember, we're not going to be here forever.
Yeah,
that's right.
There's always a generation behind us, you know, and behind them, and behind them, and they'll be behind them. So, you know, it's important to give back as young people, giving back to even younger people, so we can help those young people grow up to give back to the next group of young people.
Mm-hmm. You want to leave a legacy. You want to leave, you know, a generation where the young people have something to look back to and say, you know what, they made a mark in this earth, in this world, and we want to be like them. We look up to them. We, you know, they inspire us to do better and to be better, you know, so.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like I always say, if your goal in life is not to be the best at whatever it is that you do, then I feel like there's no point. My goal, I want to be, like you said, leave a legacy. Right. More importantly, I'm a history fan, folks.
Yes, he is.
I want to be like a legendary disability community activist.
That's awesome.
I want to be known that at the end of the day, I'm known for being a disabled person that defied the odds, that basically took what was a negative, made it positive, and did remarkable things that maybe some things you were like, oh, he glad did it, but other things that never been done before. I love doing things that never been done before. I love doing things that people said I can't. I love going for it anyway, because I have nothing against trying and failing. I have something wrong with failing because I didn't try, and I really feed off the fact that If it ain't never been done before, I want to do it. Well,
Right.
I have a disability. Well, what else could I do with it? Well, I did TV. Then I want to go do music. And then I want to go do this. And then I want to go do that. Because I'm like, I don't feel like my disability stops me. I control my disability. It doesn't control me.
Right.
And in life, even if you don't have a disability, you control your path. It doesn't. Your path doesn't control you.
Your disability is only a mindset.
Right.
Well, anything you do is your mindset.
Right.
You know, if you went to go do
Anything
if
you wanna
went
do
to go
is a
do
mindset.
drugs, that was your mindset.
Right.
But if you really don't want to, and you put your mind to something, say, going to school like you do,
Right.
that's a mindset. Your mindset is, I want to graduate.
Right.
You know, because if that wasn't your mindset, you wouldn't be graduating.
No.
Right. You would have a made up mind. Like, you know that you want to do something for yourself. You know what I mean? Because you could do something either positive or negative, but whoever you're around is going to influence you on what you do at the end of the
I
day.
always
So,
say that, you know, you hang around young and crazy, you're gonna become young and crazy.
like my
You're
parents
right.
say, who you hang with is who you'll be. So if you hang out with gangsters, you're gonna be
Right.
gangster. If you're gonna hang out with positive people, you're gonna be positive. That's just my way of thinking. But
True, but sometimes you could hang out with that, but if you got the knowledge to know I shouldn't do everything that they do, or I shouldn't be everywhere that they are.
Right.
You know, let's face it. And I'm one of them guys that grows up in a bad neighborhood. I live in the bad neighborhood, but you gotta be like, okay, well, that's what you do. That's not what I do, because everything we do is a choice of our own.
Right.
You know, including going to church. You know,
Yeah.
even though I do applaud and thank you again for what you've done.
Oh, not
But
a
it
problem. Not a problem.
But it was my mindset said I want to go.
Right.
You know, and that's the thing where I try to. The young people need to understand that everything we do is our own mindset. You know, you have a lot of young people. Well, he made me do it. Nobody didn't make you do anything that you didn't want to do.
Right.
You chose to do what you do. But you know, with it being now 2016, you know, the old year is gone and washed away. And whatever happened last year, you can't do nothing about.
Exactly.
But you can only go forward. And this is a new year, and that means you get a new start. I look at it every day. Two things: every day you wake up is a new start, and every new year is a new start.
Right.
You know?
But to take it back to the title of the show, the topic, I think taking off the limits of the year is just that should happen every year. It's
Right.
not being scared to go out and do what you
Right.
want to do.
Right.
Right. And you should always push yourself, because
Right.
you know you never know how high your potential can really be. You know, you
It's like
never
my-
stop learning, no matter how old you get.
Exactly.
It's like my father said, you could always set goals for yourself for the next day and the next day and the next day.
Most definitely,
Right.
and that's how I do. I wake up every day and like, okay, what can I do today that I didn't do yesterday? Or what
Right.
can I do better than I didn't do that good yesterday? What do I need to improve that I messed up with yesterday?
Right.
Right.
Because like I said, every day you wake up, it's a new start. But it's up to you how you take that start. Now,
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. This is keeping it real. Some days there's gonna be a bumpy days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some days ain't gonna be your day. Some days not gonna be perfect. But you gotta keep that mindset. Like going back to you, Fred, with school. You go to school,
Right.
and I'm sure every day is not a good day in school.
No, especially not when finals or midterms show up.
But your mindset is always still focused on the overall task is to graduate school.
Yeah.
You know, John, and you know what you're doing with church and everything. Sure, not every day is a good day, but
Oh yeah.
your mindset is always, this is what I'm doing, and
Right.
I'm doing. And same thing with me. Every day I can get up and I can go hang out with guys and people who do drugs and a bunch of other stuff. Or I can have a mindset that says, you know what, I'm not doing that. I have a job. Be grateful that I have that job. Go to that job, and make money the honest way and do what I got to do.
Right.
And keep pushing.
Right.
And keep trying to be better. And that's my whole thing. And now with this being 2016, I plan to do great things this year. Like I said,
Oh yeah.
besides my music, besides our TV show, everything, giving back more to the community, because I am so grateful. I say this before, that I'm able to do this every week here and come in your living room every week. But there's always somebody less fortunate than me.
Right.
And
You can't forget that.
there's always somebody out there that can use a little bit of hope,
Right.
or you would say a little bit of faith,
Right.
to maybe get their life back on track.
Right.
And or to give them that extra push to go after their goals. And that's what I plan to keep doing 2016, to keep trying to push that to help those. Like I do a lot of my friends, I know sometimes you guys want to kill me, but most of that is for, like I tell you, like I tell Samantha, it's more I want to see you guys achieve your goals because you guys have it in you. Sometimes we need someone to pull it out of us.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sometimes you don't see the potential that I see in you, just like you may see potential in me that I don't see in me.
Right.
But it's going back to the whole book thing, dude. You were the one that said, write a book about your life.
Well, I mean, why not?
I mean, and I was like, no one wants to hear that. But then I
mean?
really thought about it.
We overcome a natural challenge since day one. We came in this earth as having a disability.
Well,
yeah, we have a testimony that we can share with others, and what that testimony is for us, maybe it can help someone be encouraged, or maybe they. You may not they may not tell you what their situation is, but maybe they can relate to the situation that you've been in and be like, oh yeah, I understand where he's coming from, or yeah, he understands where I'm coming from. So, what you experience in your life is a testimony to others that may be able to share.
Most definitely. I mean, Fred, you go to school and you have a disability, and going to college and fitting in with a disability ain't exactly easy. And there's a lot of young kids that are in elementary school, high school, middle school, and eventually will hopefully go on to college.
That's right.
That have a disability that maybe you could, enlighten them what it's like. What are you going to go through?
Right.
What do you have to do to get past those hurdles to overcome your goal that you're doing this spring, and that's to walk that aisle and graduate.
But like I said, if it wasn't for you or my dad or anybody at my house saying, well, why don't you write a book about your life? Why? And then I really thought about it. I'm like, well, nobody's really done it.
Exactly.
Not in my stance.
I mean, for me, my music is to encourage the disability community, but it's also me telling the story about my life and more in a musical form. For me, I didn't have much family support, but I'm very grateful that I have a lot of friends support and people that keep in contact with me, even though they may not always talk to me. They always keep in contact with me and everything. Sometimes, like for me, the little things matter a whole lot. Of course. You giving me a ride, when we go to church, that I really appreciate that. Freddie, I mean, you got the history from since we were 5 to now, and being a loyal friend even when you shouldn't be my friend still. But the fact that you're still there is a plus. I mean, I'm grateful for little things. Even Francisco, who does our show.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Francisco, we wouldn't have a show. We just said that.
Those kind of little things, I'm very grateful. And Paul, my music producer, who helps me with my music. And even though I can drive him nuts and messing up every 5 minutes, but he still doesn't give up on me and working with me. So, as always, thanks, Paul. And I thank him for what he does. And even here in Boone, he went on a couple of dates with me and went out to lunch with me. And it was awesome, Made me feel real special. So,
that's nice.
It's the little things like that.
Yeah. That
is very special. So, yes, I mentioned Boomy on TV because she asked if I mentioned her on TV. Yes, I did.
Now you realize she going to see that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's basically, me and my wife's theme, taking off the limits for 2016. No limits and just going all out with nothing and just doing it all, getting involved. And right now, like I said before, Dave, me and my wife are getting involved with the community. My uncle is the logistics coordinator for the Worship Explosion, where that's will be taking place on March 11th for the venue for Tasha Cobb. So she'll be major Christian recording artist, and she'll be coming out. So
that's really cool. And not to cut you off, but getting back to your wife, you met your wife because when you went to church, and I mean before you got involved with church, you were trying to find that right girl, but couldn't find her.
Yeah, I was looking for love in all the wrong places, and then
we're all guilty of that.
I was praying and praying. Even my grandmother was praying for years that I find someone nice that loves me and cares for me. And little did I know, she knew my family for 33 years, and she knew me even before I even knew her. And I've been in the church for 10 years, and I was chasing her for 7 years, and here it is, 3 years later, 9 years later, all together, and we're so much in love. I love her very much. I'll do anything for her, and you know, she's a God-fearing woman. Then I highly respect my wife. She's very highly educated and sweet, and I just love her so much. So, you know, we have a great communication and a great marriage, and I just thank God, you know, putting him first above all things. So
Exactly that, and that just going back to what I just said. Sometimes we need that person in our lives to really get us on the right path. You know,
Yeah.
and you know, like for you, your wife has been that person.
oh yeah,
I mean, God first, but you know,
yeah, she's
you
been my backbone.
definitely.
So, you know,
I
I
mean,
appreciate that.
That's one of my
you know.
goals. Eventually, I want to get married.
Oh, you'll get there.
and
Don't
have
worry.
children one day.
Yeah, you
We'll all
will.
get there.
You're gonna have kids too.
Yeah,
I don't know, Fred. You didn't like my dog much.
yeah,
One day.
But no, yeah, you will get there.
yeah.
But I
But
mean,
yeah, like you were saying, Dave, about the disability. Even me growing up, I had a disability. I was in special ed all my life. People used to make fun of me, used to call me slow and all those things. But here it is now. I grew up. I went back to college. I graduated, got my certificate in manufacturing. You know, I did a lot of things, and I showed my family that even though I had a disability, I can still do things in my life and overcome my disability, not letting my disability limit me from doing things in my life.
exactly.
So I proved not only to my family but to everybody, and you know, I came out on top. And now, because of all the things that I have done, you know, my family's so proud of me, where I've came a long way from where I was to now. So, you know, I just thank God. I give God the glory. So, you know, it's not about me, it's about him. So
I mean, exactly, and you have come a long way. Matter of fact, you come a long way since I met you, when you were at the booth doing the security work.
yeah, the Bridgeport Towers.
Yeah.
Yeah, right by Captain's Cove.
Oh yeah. But I mean, yeah, you come a long way, and you're a lot more happier now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You
definitely.
could tell that. You know, you have like a new lease on life since
Oh,
you
yeah.
were there. You were there, you were kind of dead, kind of thing. I was like, okay, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes we need the change.
Dragging by the wayside.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need that change, you know.
Oh, yeah,
and change
definitely,
of scenery
definitely.
in our life, and do something different. Like for me, you know, I was working at one job, I was working at the Disability Research Network, and now I don't work there no more after I got into a whole altercation with the guy who ran the place. But I was down about it, and I do miss the kids that I worked with, and I got nothing but love for all of them all the time, Morales and all of them. But I'm also happy that now I don't have to deal with that drama, and I don't have to deal with that, you know, stress and all that, how you say, misguidance kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because I found out that the guy I'm working for, he cares more about money than he does about the kids that are in his program, and it's like, I find that to be wrong. What I do this because I love what I do, and I love giving back to the people that I'm able to touch.
Right.
It's not about profit. It's not about getting rich. It's about giving back.
Right.
You know, so money does not buy everything.
Right.
And at the end of the day, and going into where you are, at the end of the day we die, and we have to meet God Himself.
Our Maker. Yeah.
No money, no fame is going to be able to help you. You can't be like, hey, listen, I know I messed up, but I got about $500, right? You could let this slide. You can't do that. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing where a lot of people don't realize that money is not everything.
Right.
No.
Right.
You know, money can only make you somewhat happy. Think about a lot of people who have a lot of money, and you may like, they gotta be happy, they got everything.
And you find out they're miserable.
Right, and then they end up unfortunately committing suicide, and they're on all kind of drugs because inside they're not happy, even though they got all this, because they're all alone.
Right.
They got all the money and everything, and they're all, you know, alone because look at all the people that they did wrong to get where they're at.
Right.
You know, so I'd always say like this: I'd rather be poor and happy than rich and miserable. You know.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to be wealthy and live a lot better, but if I don't, and this is my be all end all in life, I feel like I said, I've accomplished a lot with a disability, and now my whole goal is just to try to get my life on track the right way, and at the end of the day, hopefully, like I always say, if God accepts me at the end of the day and I've done enough good, and He opens the door for me, then great. If not, unfortunately, there's not much I can say, but you know, you got to try.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
That's all you can do, man.
you know,
All we all can do is just try.
everybody makes mistakes, but the first step to me of getting better is admitting your mistakes.
Right.
And what is the steps to take to fix those mistakes? You know, and I try to do that every day. If I do something wrong today, I try to apologize, but that don't mean you apologize to go do it again, and then apologize to go do it again and again. Because then this is not apology. This is just you using that because it sounds great.
Right.
No, I mean, if you do something wrong, apologize, you know, and get better. And the same thing, you know.
Right.
You know, so that's what I try to do. My friends make mistakes. I'm still there for them. I may not like what they do. I like them as a person.
Right.
I just don't like what they do.
Right.
There's a difference, you know.
Right.
And like I always say, I'm grateful for what I have and everything. We also want to take this time to remind the folks that you can email us at the address on your screen. You can also watch this episode and old episodes on YouTube at Keeping It Real with David King.
We also got a Facebook page called Keeping It Real TV and a Twitter page called 13 Keeping It Real with the @ in front of it. We also have an Instagram called the Keeping It Real Up Close, I believe. So you can follow us on there, and we'll post more pictures as we go along.
As always, you know, without you guys each and every week, we couldn't do everything that we do. Our music, you know, church ministry, your music. You know, we appreciate you guys out there who watch us every week and do what you do. We also, before, you know, with tonight slowing down, I want to take this time out to say happy birthday to my friend's sister here, Kaylee. Happy birthday.
Happy 18th birthday, kid.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I was like...
18th birthday. I mean, I
was
we
like,
were 18.
dang,
I had a
I
mohawk at 18, or a frohawk
No,
at 18, but...
No.
That's funny.
But
I had a frohawk at 18. Actually, I had braids.
I thought you had dreads.
I don't know anymore. You know, but we, you know, coming to the end of the show here tonight, is there anything that you guys want to say before we go off tonight?
I'm just very privileged to be here today, and you give me the opportunity to come on your show. I'm very honored, and hope that we can do this again.
Oh, definitely. I just want to say, before we go off, you know, I want to say my condolences to my friend Glenn. His cousin passed away. She was only about 3 or 5 years old. I'm sorry that she passed away, and now she's in a better place, at least.
I mean, for everybody here, you know, just don't be scared to go after what you want. And again, Kaylee, happy birthday.
All right, now with that said, we're going to go get some of her birthday cake. So with that said, I'm David King.
I'm Fred Silver.
And I'm John Figueroa.
Thank you for watching. God bless and have a good night.
Take care. Bye-bye.